All right.
Hey, we're back.
It's been so long.
It's been a good
Chaos.
2 months.
hmm
Jeez.
About? Yeah.
Babies, man. Babies.
1 month off, 2 months later.
Whew.
Yep.
Alrighty. Let's jump into the recap then.
All right.
Who are we?
Where am I?
It's this
Where
place.
are my hands?
The great mystery.
Grave?
What? What's going on here?
When we started last session that we played in this game,
Are you my grandson?
it was with everybody having dreams in the night. Just a variety of possibly premonitions or memories or symbolic things. I think, was Killian the only one that was happy?
I think so. He
That
was
sounds about
winning.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Bastion had a pretty good one. He didn't like the thunderstorm at the beginning of his, but then he gets pulled out of it into the Starforge
Oh,
by Nessa,
that's-
and it's like, hey, here's
Get it.
some rune forging.
He's the only one that had a good one. Killian had a bad
That
one.
was the one.
Killing
Yeah.
the bad one, but he enjoyed his bad one.
Yes.
Yep, because he was fighting things. But then he gets a new sword, the Sword of Kings, forged for him.
Take this bitch to Elysium.
I think that was before, but I think it was in his dream because I put a little star next to it. He either found out its name in the dream, or it was otherwise important in the dream. And he dreamt of a warrior fighting alongside him. Nemia dreamt of circus and friends, but a pool of shadow reaching out and grabbing her, consuming people nearby, and
Beautiful.
ending on Petro, consumed by the shadow. And Lena dreamt of soldiers fight alongside her and then falling, awakening in ruins and rubble, and seeing a body rise from the fallen with a corrupted face and dark wings. That turned out to be important. So anyhow, we get on the boat. We sail. Or no, we were on the boat when that happened. Garrick agrees to wait for a day with the boat as we go onto this island from which no one ever returns. So that's the arrangement as it stands currently. We get to the shore. There's a stone on the shore, that's why I stuttered, with details of a story of a strong warrior named Kaura. There's symbolism of ravens carved into it. It seems to be some sort of grave tribute. And there are other similar markers further inland. And then we find 2 corrupted Valkyrie, or rather, they find us. And then they find us a little bit too much to bite off and chew. We wipe them out. The whole island seems kind of off. After the area of memorials, we find more simple, common graves with Valian warrior names, including some common ones. Further in this graveyard, there's a statue of Freyja, and there's a raven perched nearby on it. It says to beware and then flies off. There's a bunch more corrupted Valkyries. Bastion goes down and up like a basketball. And after dealing with that, the Raven returns and says that, to Lana at least, that the others are waiting. By the way, the Raven is named Mundi. I think I've written it down. Yeah, Mundi. As we go further up towards this castle, there are stones and runes on the way, stories and mural depictions of battles, mostly about Ragnarok, it seems. As it gets on towards evening as we travel, we hear a horn in the distance, and then another and another, further and further off, as some sort of alarm seems to have put out. And then 2 figures fly down, with glowing wings, not dark ones. One in silver armor and blonde hair, carrying a bloodied glaive, the other in darker armor with red hair. And they know Kaura and recognize Lena as her. So at this point, we're being taken up to the stronghold. We need to talk to Hildur about things. And they agree that if Hildur says okay, they may train Killian. After all, the Sword of Kings is a grave omen. And that's where we left off.
Yes, it was. All right. My one note is that Biter is obviously still with you.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We've kind of
Hilariously enough.
forgotten about him.
There's a token now.
Yes.
No.
So we can remember, he does now have a token. I have essentially, since he's basically been strapped to Lena's back this whole time,
Mm-hmm.
you get the joy of controlling Biter in combat,
Oh, fabulous.
should
Okay.
you so choose.
Yep.
Just for everyone, he's
We-
essentially a low-level rogue. He's
Oh,
got
fantastic.
a little bit of rogue. He's got sneak attack, basically.
A whole D6.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey,
But
you
the
need
thing
to-
is, though, he does have his pack tactics, and you are essentially now his pack.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
he might be able to get off some
Reluctant or
consistent
not.
damage.
I still want to get him a crossbow and a little backpack platform to lay down in.
We gave him the crossbow already,
No, I know, but
but
I just want to have a little artillery kobold.
Just stick a ballista on Lena's shoulder.
Exactly. It's a very small ballista.
not
We'll
a
see how
terrible idea.
things go.
Yes.
Actually, no, she has enough strength she could do a full-size ballista.
I was gonna
so
say, yeah,
never
you're gonna have a mid-range ballista and Lena would be fine.
Alrighty. So, I believe you are walking further inland. It's the island itself is essentially it's a set of mountainous area in the middle, and it kind of just flattens out as it gets towards the shore. So you have this very ever so slight uphill as you're heading towards the mountain range inland. Actually, that reminds me, music. What would be good for this? Sorry, one second. Open all my stuff up. Yeah, why not? Not quite, but close enough. The Valkyries have, at one time or another, attempted to make some small talk, but their interests seem to lie on Lena, and Lena does not seem to be too interested in this person that they say she is.
Okay, no, seriously, what do you mean grave?
I mean, it generally means a place people.
I know the word.
You sure about that? It's a bad omen. A sword is never a good thing to have to need.
Why did they say it?
Probably because they know more than we do about the future.
I believe it was Renmei that was talking to you, right?
I think
About
so.
this? Okay, yeah.
It was the one that wasn't immediately with Lena.
Yeah, the silver one is Randme.
Yep. Okay. So, Renmei will continue if you do question her. The Sword of Kings is prophesied to return at the end times, and not simply Ragnarok. There has always been a cycle of death and rebirth, but the Sword of Kings was supposed to return at the very end, the final end. For you to have that now is truly terrifying.
Like said, okay, and where was it hiding all this time then? You say it returned. It's been around. What's it done?
The Sword of Kings has been was bequeathed to the first Valian king. It was after his death melted down and reforged with his remains, his bones. And so too with the king after that, and the king after that, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. all the kings of the past are in that sword.
And there's been a bit of a divide since the last one kind of left the throne open.
Yes, there's... As it stands, you wield the sword. I assume you are intending on taking the throne.
Well, I gotta kick my dad's ass first, but yeah.
This is not the only omen of late. It is just... There are many signs of things yet to come.
Was a large country having a whole coup with their main government part of it?
No, but such is the way of mortals, though.
Sure, it's not a symptom of another one.
Technically, are we committing a coup by trying to dethrone your father?
No, that's family tradition.
So
Yeah, it sort of is.
He agreed to it when he became king, even if he doesn't like it now.
This is the weirdest checks and balances I've ever heard of.
I'll check your balances.
I think we both know my finances are far better order than yours are.
So, after some time, maybe perhaps about an hour or two of walking inland, you approach essentially what is this steep cliff of a mountain. There doesn't appear to be any visible way up. You see the two Valkyrie look amongst themselves as they seem to be having some sort of conversation with their eyes. And you see Renmei's shoulders kind of slump and say, "Oh, we're going up." She looks over at you, Lena, says, "Can you fly?" Wait,
And
can
I
we
just
establish this?
bust the wings out.
Okay.
I don't think that they saw the wings for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, okay. And then she nods, and Renmei goes over to you, Bastion, and says, "Are you ready?" Bastion.
Sorry, I was in the middle of crunching down some food. Well, let's try it. If I fall, land on a soft tree, throw me into a soft tree.
She grabs the back of your plate, right where kind of like it, where the arm would be, where there's a hole for her, like a spot for her to grab. She grabs it on each side of you, and the wings beat and flap as she begins to slowly but surely lift you into the air, and
Let's tap her with guidance.
How far is it?
It's a good ways up.
And does it look like just flight is the way to get there?
If you're going to attempt to climb it, you would probably be climbing for the next couple hours.
All right.
Right. Jillian. Over
Not
here.
everything is a challenge.
There's a grin on his face. Really? You're the one volunteering?
I don't want to put your bulk on somebody who doesn't deserve that punishment. Come on.
He puts his arms out, and I can feel the compassion from here.
Yep. And I'm just gonna throw him over the shoulders, fireman carry, and just whoosh up.
I look up at the Valkyrie carrying me like, I'm really sorry you have to carry this burden.
If you look up at her, you see her. There's a slight smile, but then it just goes back to her focusing as you are quite heavy.
And he's just like, hey, hold on. I think I can make myself a little bit lighter. He casts light on the shield.
That's
He's
how
opening
you.
a smile. He's opening a smile.
I heard that from over here. You suck.
It's the Valkyrie smile.
Persuasion?
How far is the drop?
The other thing to worry
We're
about.
about to find out.
Yeah, so I guess that leaves
Oh, Eric
Bryn.
didn't hear it. Okay.
I did not. Sorry, the kid walked in.
Oh.
What I
I said
miss?
Bastion looks up to the Valkyrie, says, "Don't worry, I can make myself a little bit lighter." And we
Oh
cast
no,
light.
I heard that. I heard
Oh,
that.
okay. And she smiled.
There is not a reaction. She's focused. You're sure she heard you, but there's not much of a reaction.
So exactly what just happened. Cool.
Yeah. And then so that leaves Brind to carry Nemia. Nemia, you are quite small, so
Up we go.
yep. Alrighty. You arc your way kind of up and around this cliff face. As you kind of slowly spinning around the mountain, you look above and it looks like there's part of the mountain up top kind of jutting out a bit. You can slowly start to make out stones kind of embedded, hanging off the top, like, as if there was some structure there at some point, and part of it has since collapsed and fallen off the side. It doesn't take too long. Um, they fly decently fast.
As they're going, and Killian is like from like being like draped over Lena's shoulders. Like, so is the view sparking any memories?
Uh,
Mainly ask because I can't see it.
oh, you can't see. What a pity. Here, hold on, let me fix that. And I'm gonna start doing a somersault in midair just to cause the entire landscape to spin around him. Doing flying backflips.
What would that be, like a con save?
Dizziness is what she's going for.
Okay, so Killian's never really experienced this before.
No.
I'll leave it up to you.
Actually, could he go to just like wrap his arm, like if he's leaning over the back, could he just like wrap his arms like around like Lena's middle and just like hold himself steady against her back?
Yeah, well, as much as you can with the wings there.
Yep. I thought they were
Okay.
like ethereal.
Yes, but they are actually producing downward thrust. So
Okay.
if you get caught the wrong way, you're gonna the wings are gonna start trying to bat you off.
Fine, then he's upside down from the legs.
Okay.
I assume that I'm not sparking any memories by seeing all this
No.
landscape anyway.
None of this
Yeah.
means anything to you.
Yep. So after I finish shaking Killian around for my own entertainment, I'll catch up with the others.
Okay.
You sure? Nothing? Maybe I can knock something loose. And he just like taps the side of her head with his boot.
You crest over the edge, and you see the remains of what looks like there was once a great temple here. It's is long in disrepair, and nature has begun to overtake most of it, but there are still there's the central ring that's mostly intact. And standing in front of it is yet another Valkyrie. I'll go ahead and move you to this one. All right. Everyone can see, right? There's no lighting things going on.
Nope. All good.
I'm just waiting for it to unpixelate.
Gotcha.
It is all set. Pretty. Very pretty.
There we go. Hanging off the limbs.
Yeah, so everyone can be set down. There's kind of like this semi-formal bow nod to this Valkyrie standing before you. This one has darker armor, kind of more similar to Bryn's, but it's kind of stylized with gold in places. Half of her hair is white. It looks like it's unnaturally white. Not that she's old or elderly or anything.
Like a dye job?
It almost sort of looks like that, but it's yeah.
Okay.
Partly blonde, partly white. Her eyes meet yours, Lena. And for a moment, you see just this look of disbelief. And the Valkyrie looks over to the others as if to question, and you see her look over to Renmei, and she kind of like shakes her head. And the Valkyrie looks even more confused and approaches you all. Says, "Hello," as she kind of walks up to Lena, like directly to Lena. "It has been some time. How are you?"
Largely confused. You all seem to recognize me, but I don't know you. To be honest, it's not something that is nonsensical. I don't have a lot of memories, and I'm aware of that.
You see her start to like look you up and down, as if trying to figure you out. Well, I guess if you sustained enough injuries, perhaps you don't remember. Of course, you're only going to remember if you want to remember. I think we can help. If you're ready for that.
I don't know.
That is a fair answer. Think about it. And she'll turn to Killian at this.
There's a smile. Oh, good, we got time for that. Hello? He like does like a half bow. He's like, is there? They didn't tell me if there's any formality here. And kind of looks at the other Valkyries. You're Hilder?
Yes. Forgive me. Yes, I'm Hilder.
Nuts.
And you are the son of Arn.
Nuts. Guessing you're a family friend?
That is a word for it. But he trained here many years ago. And there's a resemblance. I suppose you're here to train as well.
I mean, I'm intending to kick his ass, so, hopefully I can do better than he did here.
We'll see. But first, the decision to train you is not entirely up to me. We must leave it up to the court to decide.
The court being more
At this-
Valkyries?
At this point,
I'm really tired of getting in trouble with the laws.
there is these large, deep caws from above. The sound of ravens.
Oh my
Oh
God.
no.
Very, very large ravens.
I see.
We're talking like double the size of Guntram.
Okay.
He just like jabs Killian inside. Hey, did you hear me? We're gonna get tried for murder. What's up to the Ravens?
I certainly will, if you keep that shit up.
Fuck it, that was good.
I'm pretty sure that's crows.
Yeah.
What's-
You just insulted
I'm gonna-
everyone here.
I mean, I can't visually tell the difference. I can't think of a good pun for that. I can't tell the difference.
Be patient with him. He's stupid.
I mean,
Yes.
do be patient with me, but I resent the stupid part.
Well, someday you'll learn to accept it. Shouldn't hate
Fucking
yourself
stupid,
like that.
Anyways, Eric, with your wonderful description.
Yes. So, there's also kind of just this general swarm of varying sizes of other ravens, but none nearly the size of. There's 4 that are larger than the rest. Being human or humanoid, it is hard to make out any distinguishing features. So to you, they do all look the same.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you look like there's 4 similar ravens.
Got enough
They
with
each-
Dragonborns going, dude. Don't need this too.
um, each of the larger one takes a perch atop each of the little idols in the middle. Hildur kind of turns to each of you. You'll each stand before the ravens, and they will decide what happens next.
Look, inherently, I'm gonna respect ravens that big, but what are they exactly?
In charge, clearly. They earn the respect. from
Hold
the
on.
authorities. Huh?
I am not asking you anything right now, Bastion.
Oh. Run into patience.
Believe it or not, you're not a Valkyrie.
I mean, I do believe it.
Isn't he?
I think I'm not particularly aerodynamic, so it's not hard to believe.
Hey, Demya,
All right, sorry about that.
Uh-huh.
there be some damn good songs about this.
I'm hoping to show them. I'm still on the way up. I tried to get some stories out of this one, and I'll point to the Valkyrie that carried me in. But not as much as a grunt.
Yes, so who would like to go first?
Oh, sorry, Killian asked Hildur, just like, what exactly is the council? Like, they're big birds, clearly, but
The Court of Ravens.
does he know
They-
about this at all? Is it lore or anything?
No, not really.
Okay.
It means nothing to you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So I just want to make sure I wasn't like, oh yeah, no, there's a big Norse thing you were forgetting, you idiot.
No.
Bunch of birds. No, he's just like, are they? Like, I assume they're smart, like people more smart, right? Can
One
I
of
talk to
them, one of them talks out to you. Yes, we can understand you.
Okay, that makes things easy. Thank you.
They're not speaking bird. They're speaking common to you.
Bastard's just sizing. There. I'll step forward if they kill me. It'll be easier to fly away at least.
Hildur will add that the Court of Ravens serves our new patron. The times change, and we must find our way as we must.
New patron.
She doesn't say anything further.
Okay.
Something for later then. So you want to go up first there, Tin Can?
He's already up there, and he just like casts guidance on himself as he steps up.
Sign of the cross as you're walking up. I swear, I love the guidance cantrip specifically for that. Like, you're just walking into some stressful situation and you're just like, oh no.
I mean, that's technically what it is. You're asking for guidance.
Mhm.
Yep. Nessa, help me.
Yeah, it's like Okay, I need to convince people that I'm friends. Oh, I know exactly who to ask.
Yes. Okay. So, Bastion, you can approach.
So he'll nod and just
As you walk up the stone steps. Um, a lot of these stones have been here for some time. They're very, very weather worn. You imagine that these were flat at one point, but now they're rounded at the edges. Stuff is collected in the creases. As you get closer, you see what remains of like an ancient runic circle. There was probably some sort of rituals done here many, many years ago. The birds, the ravens, are all affixed on you as you approach. One of them calls out, "Mortal." Another says, "Human."
indeed.
Another says, "Cowardly." Another says, "Strong."
Yeah, that's fair assessment.
Seconded.
Yeah, glad you made him stronger.
Didn't say stronger, they said strong. Fuck you.
You don't know
The
the particulars of grammatical bird language.
the first one says to you, "What do you seek?"
Short term or long term?
There is no response to that.
I mean, short term, trying to find a place that's safe and hopefully do something right to correct things around here. If I'm lucky, find some sort of judicial system that doesn't toss
But the-
out people unuseful.
The one behind you, across from the one that first spoke, says, "Talks a lot."
Also true.
Kalena's like, these guys are on point.
The third one,
clearly-
they seem to be speaking in the same order. The third one says, "Friendly,"
I
and
think so.
then the last one says, "Pure."
Okay, look.
That's the one that got ya.
I'll turn to the third one. I'm like, just curiosity, because as you said, I talk a lot. Do you always ask a question, or is that just that's just coincidence?
Sorry, you're directly addressing one of them.
Yeah, just the third one, because just every time you've spoken, you've asked a question. Is that just a thing with you? Should I keep that in
No,
mind?
he,
Or?
The
no, he
first.
hasn't.
The
Because
first,
it
yeah.
was the third one who said cowardly with a question mark, and then it was back to the first one when they asked, "What do you want?"
Yes.
True. I was sorry. I wasn't trying to say it was every question. I was trying to say every time the third has spoken, it was a question.
Nope, the third one said friendly.
Yep.
Oh, that said with a question mark. Okay, sorry.
Nope. That may have just been me. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
These words aren't great at common.
Yeah.
In that
yeah.
case, I'll course into the question, and it's like, yeah, the long term, oh fuck if I know. I'm trying to figure out something to do in my 20s. I don't know, general listlessness, I suppose.
The first one slowly lowers its beak down close to you. You see the eyes. It kind of tilts its head to one side, and the eye kind of squints at you a bit.
He'll, out of habit, just like turn the head at the same angle and just shake his head.
"You may stay, son of man, but we are watching you."
Honestly, it's a better answer than I was assuming I'd get. So do we talk hourly wages now, or no? All right,
You may leave the circle.
all right, sweet. Thank you, Council of Ravens, right?
Court of Ravens, yes.
Court of Ravens.
Not Court of Corvids?
Oh, God damn it. That was the pun I was trying to get earlier. And he'll just step back and... Honestly, I've had worse job interviews.
You still need time to think on all that, Lena. You can give a head nod, it's okay.
Seriously, does anybody else want to go next?
Alright.
Step up, huh?
Because I'll do it if nobody else wants to. Just want to make sure.
As Nemea steps forward, he just turns to Killian's like, what, not brave enough to step ahead? Go let everyone else try first?
Shrugs. Nothing to do with bravery.
Oh no, only being judged by a judicial system at the top of the mountain where they're the only way down. No, not at all bravery if they don't like you.
Tilts his head and is like, I mean, you just did that, so.
Yeah, and I'm the coward and you can't do it. Anyways, let's watch Nemea.
So is Nemi going? Or
I think so.
Yeah, I'll step
Okay.
up slowly.
If you you look down to your side and you see kind of where Chili was, Chili has now vanished.
Understandable.
it's in my shirt, it's in my shirt!
I guess the opposite of Devil Cat would be Angel Bird.
Yeah, I don't know how loud it is, but I don't think a lot.
You think loudly towards the cat.
I should have had this one on. Whoops. Okay, so Nemia, you approach. You find your place in the center of the ring amongst the ravens. Again, they fall into their pattern of speaking to you. The first says, devil. The second says, Fey.
That was easy.
The third says, yeah, actually, the third kind of does what the first was doing to Bastion. It lowers its beak down to you, and it is trying to, from what you can guess, is trying to assess you. Hold on.
Devil. Faye. Wait, what?
Devil. Fey. Indigestion? It's like a macchiato of a person.
Sorry, I'm back.
Okay.
The third finally settles on terror. The fourth takes almost equally as long and says, choice. The first asks you the same question that asked Bastion. What are you looking for?
I think I'm looking for the answer for the same question you just posed. I mean, not question, but the choice.
The second says, honest. The third responds,
What, I'm honest?
loyal. The last responds, after perhaps even the longest amount of silence so far, pure. The first says to you again, you may stay, son of Devil and Fae. Sorry, daughter of Devil and Fae.
Okay. It's my pleasure, you most honorable ravens.
There's kind of a low caw from all of them. The first says, "You may leave."
I do so hurriedly.
Yeah, run out of there full speed.
Killer will like slap Nami on the back. It's like, hey, I knew you could do it. He looks. Nah, he looks over at Lena. You want to go? Oh, too late.
We all step- Okay.
Okay, Killian, you approach. Your foot barely gets to the runic circle before the first says stubborn.
Yep.
The second
He like, all right, good start. Next step.
Yeah. The second says irresponsible.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, I
The
like
third,
this concept.
the third says angry.
Oh, he's actually having
The
a pretty good day
fourth
for that.
says bloodlust. The first says to you, "What is it that you seek?"
Looks around. Seriously. Said mortal and Fey, not even Valiant. All right.
No, stubborn. Stubborn is your race.
Yeah, that's my race. Okay.
Technically, the implication is that you're not mortal.
Anything else? I want to learn. I want to train. I want to grow. I want to be the best of myself I can. I want to honor my forefathers. And ride whatever crazy hell that this omen, he shakes the Sword of Kings, has coming
As
for
you
us.
do, there's the birds all, or so the ravens all caw in unison and kind of like they begin to flap their wings and shriek back from it a little bit, but they quickly quiet. The second says honest. The third says loyal. The fourth stares at you and stares at you.
Do you guys have like children out in the world? Because I seem to have this bad track record with large avians.
The fourth eventually says, for what can only be taken as reluctance. Pure.
Whoa!
I'm starting to think pure may not have been the insult I took it as.
Whoa! Nah, you're pure bitch. I'm pure awesome.
Oh. I think arrogant was a good additional you could add there, two birds.
Hey, don't judge their wisdom.
I'm not judging their wisdom. I'm judging the vocabulary.
Shut up.
There's, if you're still like within the circle at this point, the first will let out this large shriek of a caw at you.
He jolts.
Yeah, you can leave, son of man.
I'm good to be here.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, he's like, that caw. I know that caw. He gets back and he's just like, I don't have your gift, but I'm learning their language.
Biter will say,
Easy to do when they've learned yours first.
Biter will kind of like grab your hand and Lena and say,
Mhm.
I can go first if Lena wants.
No. Wait here.
Biter nods and happily waits there.
Killian picks him up out of the bag from like the scruff of the neck.
Mm-hmm. Then I'll go up there. Is Mundi still here, or did he take off somewhere?
Mundi, you probably see Mundi perched on one of the statues. Not obviously not this inner ring, but one
Yeah,
of the statues.
he's over here, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The first says, Valkyrie. The second says, mortal. And there's kind of like this, for what can only be taken as angry look between the two, as if neither are happy with what the other has said.
Called it.
I mean, no one's not it.
The third says, lost. The fourth says, strength.
Okay.
The first
Yeah,
turns to
got it.
you. What is it you seek?
I've been looking for the answer to that question for some time. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I suppose I suppose I should be looking for myself. Who I used to be.
The second says, hope. Third, so you see the third falter. The beak opens as if to say something, and then closes once more. And then out of the kind of order that you've all experienced so far, it looks up to the first. And the first kind of like leans down to examine you again and says, you are in the right place if you seek to find yourself. But there's a lot missing, and it is hard to judge you. There's kind of like this really low but shrill from the third, as it seems to like perk up and says, loyal. The fourth, pure. The first almost kindly says to you, you may stay, child.
She'll head back. And give Biter a little pat on the shoulder.
Killian gives as friendly a punch on the shoulder as he can.
Biter very slowly kind of like inches his way up. Like he's trying to be brave, but he's moving very slowly.
You got this, buddy.
approaches.
Hold on. But you just got like a little rub on the top of the head, like he's mussing his hair in guidance.
Pat.
The first, kobold. The second, quiet. The third, scared. The fourth,
Yeah, fair.
loyal. The first kind of, first leans down once more to kind of address Biter, since he's quite short. What is it that you seek? And Biter, you see almost the visible gulp as he goes to respond. Biter does not seek anything. Biter has found new pack. The second, honest. The third,
Okay.
these birds are bigger than Biter.
Mhm.
You hear a whale in the background, which is Nemia.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, Nemia is crying. That's
Oh.
hugging Killian. He's one of us.
No.
I pat Nikki on the shoulder. To be fair, I don't think we give him much of a choice.
Ken like puts like the one hand on his eyes, like it's okay. And there's like a single manly tear.
Sorry, you made me lose my place. Where was
Sorry.
Honest.
Honest, the second,
The first
right?
one. The
Yeah,
first
and
one
then the
said
third.
honest. Oh yeah, the first asked the question. The second said honest.
Okay. The third says. Actually, you see the third kind of lift up and just look to the fourth, and the fourth almost nods and says, "Pure." Biter kind of like does this little like cowardly nod bow thing, and he quickly runs and kind of jumps, like he leaps off the stairs and crawls around Bash, like lands on Bash and crawls around on your back.
He like grabs him and like sits him on top of one of the shoulders. Like it's you might as well.
Okay.
Just don't think about the fact that it's called plate armor, and that they look a little bit hungry. He says it as well.
Hilder walks up, nods to each of them. She starts with the last. Thank you, Lady Ingram. The raven lets out a caw and flaps away. Turns to the next, to the third. Thank you, Lord Corvin. It does the same. It lets out a caw and flies away. She turns to the second. Thank you, Lord Munin. As it lets out a caw and flies away. Then she turns to the first. I never know how to say this.
Hugin.
Hugin, yeah. Lord Hugin. Thank you, Lord Hugin. And as lets out a caw and flies away. Hilder turns to face you all, and you all hear what sounds like this large flapping of wings, but kind of very localized to the center of the ring. As Hilder begins to walk towards you, she says, "The Raven Queen will speak to you now."
Hmm.
What now?
Oh, is there like a big raven in charge?
Do we know that
Yeah.
name?
You've probably heard the term Raven Queen.
Religion check.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm terrible at those.
Yeah, 'cause I'm just curious if Killian is the thing of like that's not a Nunvalian god.
It is not. It is not. So Killian would not be too familiar, but it's for those. So mainly Bastion and Nemia would probably know.
Even with
Apparently not, though.
we haven't seen Nimi's yet, but
I assume 12 is enough for Killian to be certain in that that's not the usual fare.
No, this is something new,
Mm.
something different. But surprisingly, Lena, you've made your rounds. You've been all over. Whoa, I just lost the name. You've been all over the Union. You've experienced many things. You've heard the name the Raven Queen before. It is not a terribly popular religion to follow her, but it was interesting enough to you with the raven symbolism and the kind of the ferrying of dead to the beyond. Um, so you are vaguely aware of the status of this being in front of you. So yeah, before you stands what appears to be a lady, dressed in black, almost thoroughly covered with the clothes in raven feathers. Her skin is just pure white, and it almost appears to be, like almost like dripping. Like it's like if you were to put like a fresh coat of white paint on something and watch like some of the drops kind of slowly roll down. It's kind of that texture and sheen to it.
He kind of Killing guy like tilts his head. It's like, you took the place of Odin.
No. Freyja.
But those two were.
This is Freyja's place. At the head of the Valkyrie.
The figure takes a step forward, and her mouth does not move. There is no sound that comes forth from her. But you all hear this kind of slow feminine voice begin to speak to you. Sorry, one second.
Okay, out of character. Is that not two? Were two of those ravens not Odin's birds?
They were.
Okay. And
so maybe
do they not
maybe she did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do they not explicitly go to Odin and only Odin?
I'm pretty sure that they generally do. However, the Valkyrie were led by Freyja.
Okay, so she's doing double duty here.
There's a certain amount of overlap, and it really depends on what sort of role specifically she is filling.
Yep. So on that, and Killian goes, "Oh, he took over for Odin." Lena goes, "No, Freyja." Look at each other. Both.
Yep.
Welcome to this player's desperately trying to keep up with the Norse stuff. Should I know the other two names?
Ingram and Corvin, they ring a bell to me, but I'm not sure it's because of any Norse myths. I think I've just come across the names in other things. Munin and Hugin are the ones, the big ones.
Yep, I know that.
Just finished the last God of War and still can't ring a bell. Although I didn't get to the Valkyries yet.
Funnily enough, there's corrupted Valkyries.
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, I was playing and I was like, huh, okay.
Alrighty. Okay, yes, the Raven Queen is speaking to you all. I have watched you for some time. You have traveled far, and there is much journey ahead of you. Tell me, mortals, why should we aid you? I know my court has deemed you pure, but why should I aid you?
Do you include the Valkyries as part of the we?
No, she's suggesting the party.
Yeah, of her we I'm talking about.
Why should we aid
Oh,
you?
yes.
Because if so, I think the short answer is because Melena's one of your we, just as she is part of ours.
She is lost. She is not the person she was. She's not the thing she was.
Also, that doesn't get us deserving. That just gives her the need to live up to that. I'd say you should, because we're your best shot.
Or as a chance to reap, to give a lost a chance to return. We're here for her.
You're not
basically.
Are you asking just for this short-term stuff, or the omens to come? And he kind of like lifts the sword up again.
I think you do not understand what lies before you.
How could we? Doesn't mean I won't tackle it with the same.
You have all heard the tale of Ragnarok, no doubt. You have seen its stories scattered among this island. But have you heard what comes after?
Renewal, apparently. Though we've been told that that cycle's about to end.
Yes. The world has been in a perpetual cycle of death and rebirth for many eons. But there is something different about this cycle. The destruction that was supposed to come did not. And I fear something far worse seeks to end the cycle.
Why wouldn't it just go to destroy and keep going with the schedule?
The cycle has been broken. I fear there's no returning to what once was.
But the whole thing's gonna be broken down, and then start a new cycle.
That would be ideal, but if the prophecies are true, this is the end.
And in your, I'm guessing, literal godly wisdom, there's nothing we can do about that.
There's perhaps something you can do, but I do not feel you are ready.
All the better reason to help us then.
Plus, sounds to me like, well, when you're trying to revive a broken sword, you need a smith, you need someone to lead, someone to wield the sword, and someone to instruct. We've got all four here. And we've got an assistant. He pats Spider's head.
Frankly, I'm good to ride this thing out, help or otherwise, though yours would be appreciated. If it's the end like you say, what better opportunity for me to live up to everything that's come before. I'm literally the last line. Nothing after. That means everything up until now is on me. Sounds good. And if I can fix it, if I can smash in whoever is trying to muss things around in terms of a natural cycle without caring about the people it might be tearing to sunders in the meantime, that sounds good too. We're flexible.
And in a less combative analogy,
Killian rolls his eyes.
we've got 4 people here who are cycle breakers. Although, I'm sure Lane can speak for herself. Valkyrie like no other. 2 noblemen who are trying to escape from their cycle. And tiefling like no other. Sounds like the seeds for a new crop, as it were.
We're your best bet.
Unfortunately, I agree.
See the figure kind of, the eyes kind of, or where the eyes would be, kind of drift away and focus onto Lena as she says, "Step forward, lost child."
Yep. How far forward does she seem to want Lana?
She kind of holds up her arms as if, like, for you to approach, like, all the way.
Lena walks up again, a friendly
Stops
punch in the
right
shoulder.
The figure steps forward. It is strange and almost alien because it has the features of, of a human, but it's unnerving. It's kind of like it's like that uncanny valley sensation. She steps forward and come on. She kind of offers her outstretched arms to you, like just in front of her, as if for you to grab onto her hands.
There's hesitance, but I'll take the hands.
They're cold to the touch, but smooth as like ivory. Do you recognize me, child?
I've heard of you.
There's almost the face, for the most part, has been mostly expressionless. You can almost make out a hint of sadness as she continues.
If you were known to them before whatever happened, then I probably wouldn't remember. I don't remember anything beyond a certain point.
She lets go of your hand, and you can step back if you'd like. There will be a set of challenges, a set of lessons. Should you succeed in these, well, we will see.
Just her or all of us?
This will mostly be for the lost child and the Prince of Man. But you are connected, intertwined. Your fates are one. We will see what you can accomplish.
Because I want my skull there. Gotta sing about it afterwards.
You blink, and she's gone.
Ooh.
Her form is gone, but you vaguely hear the sound of flapping wings, kind of echoing out of nothingness.
Thanks for the time.
So you guys are officially stuck with me, I guess.
I told you, you're not going anywhere until I kick your ass into next Monday. And I gotta be the best me I can to do that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be. Am I ever gonna get to leave then? Fuck, Lena, can you go somewhere else so I can just follow you instead of him?
Hildur will kind of step forward to address you all. Well, looks like you're getting what you've came for.
Whoa.
Out of character. What did we come here for again?
Killian training?
I just wanted to make
No,
I
Killian
just wanted to
training
make
and
sure people
also
understand.
dealing with Loki and the Ice Queen.
Yeah,
That was specifically this island for that?
Yes.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
I couldn't
book.
remember if there was anything
This
else.
was the next step on your journey, yes.
The book.
Yep.
Yep.
I just want to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything.
The
The book! I forgot about the book!
Valkyrie.
Yep.
The Valkyrie know the location of Grimskull.
Mhm.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
That's what you're here for, yes. I'll give you that since it has been some time.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So is the next point on our path conditional with these trials, or is that mainly for me and her? Like Killian points to himself and Lena.
The court is rarely wrong, so I trust you will be successful.
Yeah.
But we shall see. The first challenge is one of patience.
Oh, sorry, Killian.
Oh no, please doubt us more. It'll be all the better when I blow it out of the water.
Oh, that's how I fuel you. Okay, cool.
Um, Ranmei will begin to teach you in the ways that your father was taught, Killian.
Gillian like turns to Ranmei, and they're just like the smallest glint of like, do I start fighting her now?
The rest of you are free to rest and perhaps enjoy the spectacle. You see, Hildur will quickly take off, flap her wings and take off and fly to some other part of the island.
Just turn to Bryn shortly, and is it really just the three of you?
Sort of. There have been many. There have been many, but without much direction. People we've lost sisters, forging their own path, which is respectable, but it has made us collectively weak.
So we might find some more of you out in the wild.
It's possible.
Got any messages for them if we do?
I'll deliver messages myself, thank you.
Thumbs up.
You see almost a look of anger in her eyes.
He puts his hand back. It's like, all right.
Not at you, just like as she responds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would if you could, kind of thing.
Yeah. Perhaps angry that they even left in the first place.
So in the meantime, and he like turns to Radman, like cracks his neck. We getting started or what?
Oh, Christ.
You see her flap her wings as she flies up over to here.
Killian will take off running. You guys want to watch? Come on. Climb up the side of it.
You go the hard way. Okay, yep, makes sense.
I just turned to the man like, can we go like 2 hours without him challenging something?
No!
I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah,
Stop it.
you did the same shit to me earlier.
Alright, that one's fair.
What's the highest vantage point in this area?
Where they are actually.
Hmm. Okay. Any pillars? Like, is that a pillar, or is it just flat, or this, or anything?
It is a pillar, but it doesn't extend too far above the ground. It's not a huge vantage point, but it is slightly taller.
All right, Leonard's gonna fly over here, perch on that, and just sit down and watch.
Killian pulls himself up off the ledge. By the way, do you mind if I ask you some stuff while we kick each other's asses?
That is not what this challenge is, son of man.
It was a slight frown.
I just gonna.
They can ask you something real quick.
You may.
That the great end of all that's been prophesized or whatever. Is that just here or is it everywhere? Like all the worlds, all the places.
The end of all things.
Shit.
The great dragon will arise and end all the realms.
Oh shit, the world leader?
Yes.
Someone could-
Whoa! No, you're fucking with me. You gotta be fucking with me.
There is no look of humor. She's as straight-faced as can be.
And we have to stop it.
She nods.
Nami, are you getting this?
I'm frenetically taking notes.
Renmei takes a few steps back. Disarm.
He's like, alright. He and kind of like takes off the cloak. Puts everything just down to the sides. Sword just kind of on top of it. What's the weather like here?
You're up on a mountain in a very cold place.
He'll take his shirt off.
Okay. There is no snow, notably, so it's not terrible, I guess. She points out with this, slightly longer than normal spear. Kneel.
There's a tells of his hands like, oh, okay, you just gonna hit me with it?
Something like that.
Awesome.
um, the Valkyrie are known for their endless conflict, charging into battle. An advantage that we have over mortals is our quick recovery. We heal faster, we get back into the fray as quick as we can. You have a lot of strength and resilience in you, but it is not enough for what is to come. You must learn to get quickly back in the fight, to recover. And to this end, you must be hurt.
There's a wide smile. Give me your best.
The words barely escape your mouth before there's a quick slash as the spear is, I forget the term for it. It's got like a sword on the end instead of like a spear tip.
Glaive,
Is it a glaive?
sort of.
Sort of, right? So
Straight to it.
yeah, okay.
Technically, you could say a halberd if you have it weird.
That's
Yeah.
Is it a pole arm? Polearm's
Polearm
Polearm is a general category.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, it's the word.
Okay.
I mean, you can tell us the polearm in this setting. We can't argue with you technically.
It's an
Halberd.
I'll spy. Well, I don't know. Fuck, I'll say that. Whatever. It's got a sword on the end of it instead of a spear tip.
Cool.
As it slashes across you for 14 damage.
Tasty.
Did you add her strength modifier to that?
Oh, sorry, you're right. I did not. So add 5. So 19 damage.
All right. We'll take that full on.
Mm-hmm. With a kind of a flourish, she spins it around and takes it back. Now recover, and we will wait. So, this is a trial of patience, right?
Mhm.
So she is going to be injuring you, and you are going to be recovering after each. So this can take some time because it takes, an hour for a short rest.
Mhm.
So what will the rest of the party be getting up to? Because this will be quite boring.
Yep. After a while, and it's just gonna shoot back down.
After you realize, oh,
Yeah.
Patience.
It's not actually fighting.
Good. Eric, I have a question for you.
okay.
What would be the silver piece cost of a relatively comfortable harness for Biter to sit on his back? It has to have some metal part. It doesn't have to be made of metal. So buckles would be enough, technically. Regardless, if it's less than 100, I make it.
I would
one thing
imagine
in-
it is.
Keep one thing in mind with this, and that is that Lena is likely to be in one-on-one combat with things.
Yep.
Biter might not do well with that if he's got a crossbow.
No.
And if it's buckles, we can switch it from either Bastion or your shoulders.
All right.
I imagine it would be less than 100.
Cool. Let me know what the cost is. Just have to mark off the material cost. When you think of it, doesn't have to be right now. It's fine.
Okay, I'll just make a note of that. Yeah.
But he'll basically make like an adjustable harness for Biter to sit on either Bastion or Lena's back. And he goes, okay. Stress test. Nemea, hop in.
Okay.
Just slip your 2 legs over there. You can use my shoulder as like a place to rest your elbows to aim.
I'll go ahead and say 20.
Cool.
20 sounds good.
All right, so I can get rid of one shield.
So Nemia has now mounted Bastion and is riding him. Okay.
Please do not praise it like that.
Amazing.
We were just told
Sorry.
that we're all pure.
Sorry.
We were
Sorry.
just told that we're all pure.
The characters are. You are not gonna.
I'm so sorry.
While they're waiting, maybe on like the next time she's about to hit him, before she does, Killian's gonna give a rage.
Okay. So I'm assuming you are not going to last too long unless you use some hit die. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
feel free to use whatever you'd like.
Yep. I'll do, because you can roll them as you go. 8. And yeah.
Ooh.
And one more. And you add
That's rough.
did you add your con to that as well?
Yes, every dice you add your con.
Okay.
Every
that's a bit
dice?
better.
Okay. In that case, that'd be +9. One more.
It should say it when you click the hit dice button.
Yeah, I'm just rolling manually. There we go. Okay. We'll keep it there for now.
That's just gonna just yell over to the Valkyrie at some point too. It's like, am I allowed to heal him?
Don't think that's the point. Also,
Yeah.
fuck off.
Just curious.
Bastion has made his harness thing.
Yep. Oh, sorry. There was gonna be another part there.
Oh, what?
When she hits him and he rages, he's gonna bring up one of the claws,
Interesting.
and he'll just look and it's like, all right, in your infinite celestial combat history, being a Valkyrie and all that, ever seen anything like this before?
Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and. So 17.
17 halved?
17 halved, yes.
So 16, so 8.
8.
Brain can math.
Ranmei says, I have not seen such a thing, but I have not explored much of this world. There are many strange things in all the realms. As she quickly slashes you 2 more times.
All right.
So that's 16, 26 to 13.
13. Ugh. Are the other two any more worldly?
Hilda has been around much longer, but there are just things that are beyond our knowledge.
Right, just thought I'd check.
As you're slowly bleeding on the ground in front of her. She kind of props her spear up as like a walking stick, comes over to you and kind of squats down. Your father was actually quite quick to understand this. You must tap into your bloodline, your heritage. You must tap into the ancestors, all the great warriors whose blood now flows in you.
And on the floor.
You know what? Does he actually say that?
He's just trying to have lighten the mood slightly at this.
You get another hit for that.
All right.
For 5. You must learn to push past, to recover more than what is mortal. Roll me a d20.
Alrighty. 2.
It's unfortunate. Okay, so she's letting you rest once more. Back to the rest of the party. Bryn will actually kind of appear slightly amused at the antics of the party, and she'll kind of slowly and awkwardly make her way over towards Lena.
Mhm.
May I speak with you?
I suppose so. I can't guarantee that I'm going to have answers if you have questions, but
I understand. She motions for you to like kind of come over towards the statue.
okay.
You truly do not remember anything.
Fairly recently, we went to. I went to a woman who told fortunes, and she gave me a vision into my past. I'm not sure it counts as remembering, but I saw something when someone gave me this, and she thumbs the necklace up and then lets it drop again.
You still have it.
It's the only thing I did have, I guess. So yeah, I held on to it. Didn't really know what to make of it until, again, very recently, but
It was a charm. Stupid charm. Made to protect you when we were younger. I suppose
Were-
it worked in a way.
were you the one who made it?
She nods.
Thanks.
I am, even under the circumstances, I'm just glad that you're all right. She kind of like nods her head over towards the statue. Perhaps any of this might jog your memory. Looking at the statue, it just appears to be a Valkyrie holding a great spear aloft and a sword in the other hand. But you do notice that the sword and spear are not actually made of stone. They are real weapons. Oh,
Rusted
actually,
over, or
no, they are
Okay.
not. They are pristine.
you look at them. As she does, Killian asked that on the way up, and I can't say any of this place is bringing anything back. At least, not so far.
No, you've never been here. I had never been here before everything happened.
Hmm.
But I've carried that spear many years in your name. Perhaps it can help you remember part of who you are.
Well, I'm looking at it. Doesn't seem to be jogging anything. I'll reach up and I'll touch the haft of the spear.
It feels familiar. It doesn't jog any memories, but you are overwhelmed with a sense of warmth, of familiarity.
Does it come out of the statue's hand, or
Yeah, quite easily. It's secure enough that it's not going to fall on its own, but it's quite easy to just take it out.
She'll slide it out, take a couple steps back to get room, and just go through a few paces with it.
Yeah, it's actually it's a bit similar to Renmace, where the tip of it is actually kind of like a sword, and it's got kind of like this cross guard below it, and then the shaft of the spear. Obviously, it's not like a full sword, but
What are you
it's
talking about now?
Hmm?
I know the type of spear he's talking about now. Okay, yes, it's not technically a glaive.
okay. Okay. For intents and purposes, this is a spear.
Yep.
That can do slashing damage. You may need to spend some time with it to attune to your past. Perhaps somewhere a little more private. Yeah, sort of like that.
Partisan? Is it called a partisan?
You'll all see it shortly.
Okay, no, I'm just thinking of like the
Okay.
actual name because it just came to my head.
All right.
Um,
Oh, it's worth a try, I guess.
she'll kind of motion and begin to fly over, like just down here, kind of out of sight of everyone else.
And I'll tuck herself in the little corner there, propped up on the stone.
Yep. So it's you have to attune to it, obviously. Yep.
So yeah, during one of those hour breaks that Killian's getting, Lena will attune to the sphere.
Okay. Let me put that in your journal. All right. So you should be able to see that now. You know what? Why not? I mean, everyone should be able to see it. It's pretty nice, though. I like
Yep, Kara's spear.
it. Right?
Where is it?
Oh, did it not pop up for you?
Nope.
It popped up for me. Oh, it might be because you made it visible to me first. If you did that.
Yeah, if you have to right click
I
on the
see.
sidebar rather than on the pop-up window.
Oh,
Show to players.
interesting.
Because that'll make it visible to everyone instantly.
When it works.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
There we go. Yeah, it looks quite similar to what you shared.
It actually looks very close to Ione. Or the
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. The other spear we had. Okay. It's a really cool spear.
It is awesome. I like it.
I assume it's
I
2d6
love-
slashing?
Piercing or slashing, it says.
No, I mean on the ranged. Like the line damage?
Oh, the when you throw it, it's piercing.
Okay.
Oh.
Right,
Oh, and
it's
it
hard to do
casts
slashing
underway.
damage when you throw it.
Okay.
A little bit.
Cool.
If you have a really good angle.
Perhaps.
A gash in the cheek.
It does. It has the added bonus that even if you miss, it could still deal damage. So
Also, I gotta say, I love the cropping to get the image.
because well, I mean, I could have. Well, whatever. Anyways,
I'm making fun of you. You're fine.
I had to use it. It was awesome.
There's a
Okay, so yeah, so you can attune to that, and in the meantime, back to Killian.
So is that in the chat? So is my dad is fun a punching bag?
He was less chatty.
Are you at least getting like a good workout? Do you want me to move around a bit, make it a bit hard for you?
/ 21, 29, 15.
He's not raging anymore. Like it
Oh.
would have run out if it was in the hour.
Oh, you're right, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, so that hurt.
Yep. So that's 19. Ooh.
That was 29.
Actually, you know what? I would have had him do the last hit dice on that end of that rest too. So might as well.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So bump that up to 8.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another d20.
Okay. He's just gonna think of the forefathers, huh? 11.
Okay.
He's just gonna try like half, like he's gonna like, close his eyes and just kind of scrunch his face a bit, and he's like,
He actually tries to concentrate.
yeah. And he's just
Okay.
like, he's just like thinks to his back. It's like, who's? Hold on. And he like opens his eyes and he leans over, grabs the sword.
Sword of Kings?
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of spins
like
it in his
it.
hand and he goes, "You got all the previous guys, huh? All right. Who's the toughest bastard among you?" And he's just going to drag the blade across his forearm and get his own blood on it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And just kind of stare at it and just, I don't know. He's like, okay, I'm gonna assume this is what like the weird clerics and stuff do, and let's see how it works.
There is a flash, a vague. You recall your dream of the spectral warrior fighting with you. And there's this flash of you're back there fighting with him. And he simply turns to you and nods. Go ahead and give me another d20 at advantage.
All right. Ha, 7.
Okay.
Hey, buddy, how you close your wounds quicker?
Okay, anyways, back to Lena. You're able to attune to this spear, and the first thing that strikes you is you know this is yours. There's this strange dissonance in your head of being so certain that this is yours, and you have this memory of using it to fight a great many things, but there's also this there's this Lena that has lived a different life. It's a strange sensation.
Yeah.
You start to remember and see various faces of your sisters in arms that you fought with, but for the most part, it's hard to lock down onto one to remember anyone solidly, except for Brent. You remember almost always having her at your side. Every battle, every feast. You remember being smaller. You remember the moment she gave you the pendant, the token, you more vividly than before. You remember playing even as a child would. But it does not give you any solid, it doesn't give you clarity. Still pieces of who you were. But shoot, where is it? Nope, not that page. Okay, so you have attuned to the spear. Okay, you can now. Where's your sheet?
I am in the middle of editing it.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
Your Divine Wrath can now activate once a turn.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, whoops.
Yep,
Yeah, I
know,
was in the middle of.
I
Yeah.
clicked it and I was like, damn it, I forgot.
Yep.
Sorry.
Okay. I'll
That's
go ahead.
how much
and-
damage extra?
It's a smite, basically.
It's a lot.
Oh,
I'm trying to beat her, Eric.
What?
I'm trying to beat her.
No, you are not going.
Oh no, your character can't do a ton of damage because they don't have a magic item that does it. Wonder how that feels.
Yeah.
um, after you have attuned with it, Brynn will kind of walk over to you, and say, "Do you remember anything?"
Did you used to cheat at hide and seek?
You see her smile a bit. I will never admit it.
I knew you found me too quickly. At least I think I remember that. But it's really only bits and pieces. I don't remember. I don't remember the other people that were there. I don't remember things leading up to it or following it, just flashes.
It is more than I could have hoped for. She seemed like there's a smile on her face. She seems genuinely happy. Give your spear a toss.
Yeah,
I know you've probably missed it.
think I've got a feel for this.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Throw to kill it.
I'm gonna angle myself at that dead tree right there.
Okay.
Point out a branch kind of in the center, pointing towards us.
Mhm.
And
Oh, no, yeah.
heft it in one hand. Nah,
Yep.
I mean, it's not gonna get hit.
Mhm.
And throw.
It's this awesome weighted.
Oh, holy
Give us
shit.
the
Oh
smite.
no, Nemia.
Give us the smite.
um, there's the second it leaves your hand, there is this wave of force around it. It's kind of like when a plane breaks the sound barrier. As the second it leaves your hand, it just accelerates, and like in a split second, it is cleaved into the tree. Bits of bark go scattering all over as you've basically destroyed the trunk of this tree. And
Huh.
the spear embeds itself almost to the hilt of the bladed part into the rock behind it.
Still kind of looking at that more than at Bryn, just lean slightly over. So how tough exactly is Killian being made? Because I've got to decide whether I'm taking this in a sparring match against him or not.
The mortal is learning scraps of our power.
Alright, maybe not right away.
And then you can return it to your hand as you wish.
Shoot! Right
Yep,
back.
you do the whole Thor thing. You hold out your hand and it flies right back.
Because I made this a separate clicker for when I
yes.
do throw it.
Good idea.
Oh my god.
Damn.
You already have a
What-
DC 19.
What type of damage is the line damage? Because the sheet didn't
Thunder.
say.
Here.
Thunder.
Thunder
Nice.
damage, right? Because it's like a
Yes.
sound wave type. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
So Bastion just kind of walks over to Lane at some point and just. So I take it you don't need me to magic up your spear anymore.
Probably not. In fact, if you want these for projects or scrap, and she just pulls the 5 regular spears off, including the
Save it.
one that is currently +1 enchanted by Bastion.
Save it just in case. Might be a situation that I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you could dual wield them with your strength.
It's not strength that's the problem; it's how unwieldy they are.
I wouldn't be surprised if you could. Hold on, Eric. I can technically dual wield non-light weapons, right?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I take 2 of the spears in my hand and just like start like making like basic motions with them. Like, hold on, I actually kind of like this idea.
Of course you do.
I'm gonna try to like eat both of them at the same time.
You're gonna try and what?
Just throw them both into that same tree at the same time.
So obviously the one from your left hand is going to go horribly. You have no aim with it.
Technically, it's the same to hit. It's just an offhand weapon, and it's
Less
strength based.
damage. Less
Well, it
damage,
is-
but
that
it
is- you're right,
bites
it is
in
less
less
damage.
deeply, potentially.
Yeah.
It might bounce off, but it'll hit the tree as equally likely as the other one. So,
Sure, give me 2 rolls.
This will be plus, I think, enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Yes, you can. Wow.
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
Yes. Fuck you, telling me left with my
you check 2 spears. It goes.
That's
quite
probably
well.
good.
They're gonna
Yeah.
just look at me and be like, "Okay, we gotta get you a fancy polearm, right?"
I
I
don't know
have to
if I
make
can
you
pull
one.
my weight with it, but
It's a
But
spear.
I'll
It's
give it
pretty
a go.
good to use. Actually, I'll see if I can make a spear light enough for you to use comfortably. There's gotta be a way.
Another slash to Killian for 16.
I can imagine Killian watch all this happen, just go like slashed across the back.
Nah,
Yep.
these guys actually. Oh, nope. Okay. Concentration not working too well. Let's take a quick break. So, what do you know about Balder?
What do you wish to know?
Is this really his? And he leans over and he, out of the bag, pulls out the lantern.
It does not belong to him. It was left to guard his. It was protection. Lest Loki come back and wreak more havoc.
It didn't work.
Well, once the final resting place had been finished with, there was no need of its magic anymore. But I'm not too familiar. I was not there myself. I only know the stories.
He just nods like, right. And he puts it back. Have ever any of the other two ever like directly interacted with the old gods?
Hildur has. She was strong in her magic and was said to have communicated with Freyja on numerous occasions.
And how is she on that topic since you're under new management?
She still seems to be the voice. Her magic is still strong.
She still talk to Freyja?
We all still attempt to. Silent prayer. Things change. The cycle is broken. Things are new.
And what do you think of your new management then?
Well, she does her duty, as we do ours. I cannot ask for more. Give me another d20 at advantage. So 2, I guess.
4.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know, Eric. Well, you're making me roll d20s. That's what's wrong.
There is
Clearly.
nothing so good as a DM turning to their player and going, "What is wrong with you?"
What's wrong with your dice, man? It's like,
That is
fuck you.
seriously.
No, what is wrong with your dice? What is wrong with you?
Like, I know Killian has had really shit time with rolls, but wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know what you expected, to be fair.
Let's give Gillian d20 rolls with no modifiers on them. I'm sure it'll be
Yes,
fine.
No more. The bar is low. Okay.
Yeah,
That's worse. Don't make it.
go on. Tell me how easy it is to do.
Oh, I'm not saying it's easy. Mm-hmm. So, she strikes at you once more. For 17.
Yeah. More than 17.
Oh, yeah, you're right. For like 20, 22.
Yep.
Take the
Oh my
blow
god.
as Killian, you drop unconscious. You wake up in a you wake up and you're seemingly on a battlefield, a familiar one from your dreams. Um, the spectral warrior stands above you, fending off all manner of beasts and shapeless monsters around you.
Skilling feels like he's there right now, or is he just kind of viewing it?
No, like this guy's like standing above you, fighting off the monsters.
Oh, so he's like out cold on the battlefield as well.
Yeah, like Killian has come to on the battlefield,
Okay.
basically. Yeah, so like your eyes open to see this figure above you fighting away the monsters, almost protecting you.
Yep. Gillian pulls himself up best he can. He's like, "All right, my nap's over. We can swap out."
It's hard to hear as it's coming from beyond the veil, but you clearly make out you must learn to focus as the figure strikes down another enemy and quickly turns to you and places a hand on your head. You feel this rush of energy, and where is it? You come to back in the material world. You have gained. Where is it? I do not have it ready to go on your sheet, but you gain the ability
I have it
to
written down if you have all of them written down if you haven't changed it.
Yeah, it's the one where you can recover hit die.
Yep.
Yep. Did I say how many?
I don't know. I'm trying to
If not,
find the doc.
it
Here
is
it is.
proficiency mod.
I actually don't have that one written down exactly.
Okay, yeah. Short or long rest, you can regain your proficiency mod and hit die.
All right. I just wrote it down as a quick thing, and I'll get a more
Yep,
concise one
yep.
of it later.
Yep.
See this?
So
It's
feel free
bar
to
solo, sleep.
say that again.
I said the bar was solo. He did it in his sleep.
Feel free to roll your 3 hit dice.
Yep. And 3. There we go.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah, I
That's a
think it
lot.
adds the con there.
Oh, yes, you're right. It does. You spring back. You catch yourself before your body hits the ground. Renmei stands at ease and says, "You have learned."
He just spits a bit of blood to the side. Come on, one more.
That is enough. You have passed the first challenge.
And rolls his neck. Like I said, glad to give you at least a bit of upper body training.
Okay. Renmei will effortlessly fly back down to the rest of the group.
Just a quick question: if we're staying here for these trials, you guys happen to have a forge I could borrow? Or
There was a forge here once, but she looks over to the edge of the stairs. It is no longer here.
That's not a very good way to treat your anvil.
Killian makes his way back down the hard way. Walks back looking like a murder scene.
Hey, Killian.
Hey.
New lipstick?
Nope.
Alright.
He's gonna walk over here. He's like, "You said there was something down there?"
Yeah, there's an anvil. Can you go bring it up for me?
Looks over the edge. Eh.
No, I'm serious. There's an anvil down there, apparently. I actually would really love to have it up here. I can't climb like that.
Looks at the Valkyrie. You have any water up here?
Water?
The stuff in the
No.
river down there. Ever heard of it?
No, there's no water up here.
Sharks.
Valkyrie's sweat. Look to Lena.
What is over there?
Oh.
Elena might be heading back, but she's gonna first ask Bryn, is the sword in the statue also something that might have memories?
The sword is not yours.
All right. In that
Just
case,
another standing memorial to those we've lost.
Yeah. Have to make sure. All right. Should probably head back to the others and see if she's managed to kill Killian yet.
She's
That
not.
would be a sight.
Killian will just give a call back over to her anime and just like, so what was this thing used for? Other than, like bird meetings.
This was some
you-
sort of ancient temple.
Can you read the things on the floor, or is it not Valian?
Oh, it was at some point, but it's so far weather worn. There's nothing to be made out. It essentially looks like it does as you see
Yep. He looks down and just temple for what exactly?
it. We believe there's a temple to Freyja. That's what all the signs indicate, but
Oh.
like I have not been here before our time.
Give her my
Here
thanks
recently.
for letting us in and stay in the evening in her house. And he looks back over there. So how'd your fun go?
Fairly well.
You notice she has a brand new spear that looks pretty awesome.
He does a whistle that I can't do.
Mhm.
So what does that do?
Were you conscious when there was an explosion?
Maybe.
If you heard it, that's what this does.
Okay. I heard a few.
Sorry, one of those me.
Tripped and fell.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, not even that clever. It was a fart joke. Continue on.
Okay.
I just imagine he's like down the stairs.
I think third one would have been an anvil.
To be fair, a couple of the other could have been a couple of your bones, man.
So, looks over at Lena. So you got a new toy to rely on?
Seems so. And a few memories.
You actually like raising that, right? It's like, really?
Little things from childhood, little things here and there.
It's great. You gotta like stretch his arms above his head. So when do we start the next one?
Bryn steps forward. You might want to rest before this one. You are quite weak.
Hey, I resent that.
Look, if I'm pure,
You resemble that.
Looks can be deceiving. I mean, look at Bastion.
yeah,
But
man,
if you are
look,
stubborn, we can continue.
he got literally announced as stubborn by magical birds who can see into our personalities.
I don't like agreeing with him, but
Step
with
forward into the runes.
Okay,
Ryan, before you get yourself killed, do you want to stop actively bleeding so you don't ruin the artwork?
he looks down and is like, a bit late for that. My blood will be an improvement on it, if anything.
Alright, well, try not to die.
And he looks back and is like, alright, is there just going to be another set of me sitting there while you beat on me? I'm not opposed to it, I just might change my choice on the rest or not.
Fortunately, I will not be fighting you.
That wasn't my question.
I mean, I'll smack him if you'd like.
You have learned some patience, maybe.
Uh,
Now you must learn to defend yourself from things that other mortals would not be able to.
Sounds good.
Step
Can I-
into
can
the
I s-
runes. Yep, but
can I sign up for the crash course too? I've got some trauma I would love to work out.
while I would love to train you, you would not. This is a different path. This is not yours.
Feel free to hit him if you want, though. Or anime if you want. Just, like, smack him with your stick a bit more.
Bryn
Just
flies
call it
up
training.
and lands on one of the pillars. There are a few mortals in the world that can learn to withstand such things. And after this, with a bit of luck, you will be one of them.
I'm fucked then. Nah, he doesn't say that.
You see, she kneels down and touches the figure, the statue figure on the pillar. And
He
you
puts
see
his arms out. Hit me.
you see flames begin to flow out of it. Not like spewing out onto you, but kind of just letting out licks of flame from it.
An aggressive hairdryer.
um, she flies over to the next one, and the next, and the third and the fourth. And each one lets out a different, or starts to let out different forms of energy. This one, you see bits of lightning begin to arc out and scatter to different places.
Ooh.
When one occasionally whips out at you, it's like a little tingle as it like runs across your body and quickly dissipates. She flies to the next one, and just this wave of frost and cold pulls forth from it and out on you.
Okay, I can do that one.
Yes, it is still biting and numb, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
And she flies to the last one, and she puts her hands on it. This large sound, or this, yeah, large is not incorrect. Sound just emanates out from it. This is sound wave. It's like a massive bass just went off, and you just feel it all in your bones
Ooh.
as it tries to shake you from the core.
He just kind of like, huh. With all this stuff together, it kind of smells like a roar fish.
Give me, your 2d20.
I'll go over to Nemi in the meantime and just.
There you go. There's a
There we
roll.
go.
I realize that you're probably taking notes on all the details, but you could probably save some time and stress whenever you turn this into something by just summarizing in 2 sentences.
Yes.
Killian was trained by Valkyries. Good for him.
And maybe I will turn her notebook and say, "Oh, I drifted a long time ago, and there's an elaborate drawing of Killian just getting dunked on the head."
That is amazing. Can I? Okay. Do you mind tearing that out? Can
We're
I
gonna
keep
put that up on the fridge.
Um,
I'll take it out here.
And Bastion just gonna. That's when Bastion looks over and goes, "Oh, hold on. If I have an hour, I think I can make a statue of that."
Make a little figurine that you can hold in
I
your
can-
hand.
I can totally do it. I can even make it
Yeah.
like swing the hammer down and swing back up whenever I press a button.
Okay.
Please do this.
Lena, make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Not related.
7.
Um,
Nothing.
I will say, as you're admiring this drawing, you notice that there are a handful of cats kind of just slowly wandering through and about the area.
I love the sound Arrow makes anytime a cat gets mentioned.
I'm
It is such a
happy.
gleeful sound.
It makes me happy.
I know
And-
it is such a joyous, pure sound.
And the strange thing about them is they seem to have like harnesses on them.
Oh?
Oh, I've heard of these.
Okay, moving on.
Oh!
Killian.
I think I can. Okay.
Killian, you have successfully learned another one. This
Ah.
one's the Jotun hammer, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
You gotta start typing this out, Eric, man. I'm telling you.
No, he knows. He
Yeah, I
has
know
them
this
all.
one.
Okay.
So yeah, you know what it does.
Mhm.
He can, as a reaction, gain resistance to things. Well, specifically cold, fire, lightning, and thunder.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. Brind, almost sad. She's like, darn, I thought that might take longer.
Kellen looks up.
I think you will find the last challenge to be a bit more difficult.
Sounds good. Seriously, I wouldn't be having as much fun if they were easy.
She softly floats down and puts a hand on your shoulder as you feel kind of this energy emanate into you as you recover health against your will.
He's like, ugh, gross.
Isn't that the necromancer?
You regain 23 hit points.
That's necromancy. You're a bitch and a lich.
I've asked
is-
every time before I healed you.
You will need it for what is to come. I would say also for this, you recover half of your hit die.
Okie dokie.
What level are you?
I am level 5.
Fine, 3.
I mean, if he gets essentially a short rest over that, then he just gets the thing, or the equivalent of a short rest.
That's fair. Yeah. So you get your 3. Okay. But that would be your. So it is a once a day thing.
Mm.
Going forward. Obviously, you just learned it, so whatever.
Yep.
Brind will kind of start walking out, leading you out. Hildur will be leading the last challenge. She has gone to prepare.
Cool. So what, is she like loading a giant cannon to shoot me with?
You have learned patience. You have learned defense. Now you must learn to take those and strike back with it.
So stubbornness.
It's planned. It's calculated.
Stubbornness.
Oh, so like actual effective combat.
Your father picked up on this last challenge quite well.
Really?
Yes.
How about that last one?
Say it again, sorry.
How about that last one? He points to the middle of the circle.
This is about as well as you.
Okay, so if I don't do it on like the first little bit, is it just gonna be you saying my dad did it better? Can you just
gives a
fly
little
through this and do this in an afternoon?
She gives a little shrug.
Think
And
that's
continues
yes.
to walk.
If she doesn't say it, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, your dad was
Proper.
taller and his hair was softer.
The proper motivation can go a long way. I will warn you. This last challenge is a real fight, and all of you will join in.
Yeah.
Oh, did we just get to like beat the shit out of him?
No, it is not him you will be fighting.
I'm looking for challenges here, guys. Come on.
Mhm.
Did you see the spear that Lana just got?
Yeah.
Also, we have a combat kobold.
Looks down at Biter. Might be tougher than I thought.
Thank you.
So, we're going to take a quick few minutes. I know we're getting close to the end of the session, but
Sure
a
thing.
few minutes.
Sure thing.
By the way, Devin, no
Hmm.
rush, but just when you have a second, send your message. I'm curious on your opinion on.
Sure.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright, so I think we just need Nick.
I think so.
Okay. Alrighty, so I apologize now. This will be a test run for large maps. If it doesn't work, I can fix it real quick.
Might as well try it now, though.
Exactly. I don't want to get to like the final battle and suddenly nothing works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, just need Nick.
Yep. So is Biter going to be on Bastion's shoulders, or?
I think for this one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't mind controlling either, by the way.
Oh, right. I gave
Just-
control too.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I can
just
open it up.
Up to you.
Oh,
Like, if you ever don't want to, I can. Just up to you.
Now I can do it. Let me just pull him open.
You can't do a whole lot, so
Yeah. Oh, he's got his little light crossbow.
Gets
Okay,
wee bitty sneak attack.
Yep, his wee bitty sneak attack. Does the sneak attack work according to usual rogue sneak attack rules?
yes.
Alright. I got him then.
Alright, cool. I was about to do something and I can't remember what it was. My brain has just completely skipped a beat. I opened my phone, I went into this app, I logged in, and then just completely forgot what I went to go do.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
Alrighty. Get back into this then.
Indeed.
Okay, so Brind will speak up. We must do a bit of traveling. I hope you don't mind flying. But we have a journey ahead of us.
Killian walks over, walks next to Lena, sits down on the ground, and like wraps arms and legs around her legs.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
You look like a petulant child covered in blood.
You really do.
I just look at Lana and take off the harness. I mean, if it works for Biter.
That's sized for Biter. I'm just gonna carry him.
It's fitting to me.
No.
Actually, hold on. Maybe we could do a strength test here.
Oh boy.
You fly, I grab onto your ankle, and I hold on to Nemia with my other hand.
Why
See if you
wouldn't
can carry two of
Lana
us.
go another one? She could just lift me and find out she can carry you too.
Nah.
There are 3
I'm
people
just
that can
gonna-
fly, and 3 people that need to be carried.
I'm just gonna haul Killian up. I'm gonna take a moment to pet one of the cats if it wanders near.
Good.
Oh, of course. It
Kill-
willingly lets you.
Go look down. Wait, shit, there's cats?
Everywhere.
Yeah, if you take a minute to notice, you do see that there are a scattering of cats around the area.
As he's like hanging upside down from Lena, he's like, hello, kitties.
Further motivation. Do well in this next test and maybe we'll get to come back.
That's good motivation.
Very
Sounds
good motivation.
With Killian picked up, I'm gonna wait for the others ready to go and
They'll each grab another person. Biter is not too much additional weight, so
Spider can cling to someone.
Though speaking of cats, where is Chili right now?
We don't know.
seemingly gone.
Go look over. Though speaking of cats, where's Chili right now? And looks at Nemia.
Say again?
Where's your cat?
Oh, well, usually when in the presence of some sort of divine or seemingly winged being, she tends to hide.
So is she just like in like a different dimension right now, or what? Or like, do we have to go pick her up from the ground?
Well, you know how cats like fit any space.
I think I know what you mean.
Okay.
They like turn any spot into this thing, and he holds up the bag of holding.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Looks at it. Is there a cat in here?
Okay. The Valkyries pick up the other 2 and you set off. Bryn will take the lead and kind of go into this sort of steep dive to build up some speed and kind of slowly glide out, seemingly away from the island, and you slowly approach over the course of maybe about an hour. You approach a small island just off the coast. By this time, it has actually grown dark. It's late in the day. So I am going to need a marching order, and if anyone's going to throw up light and junk.
Mm,
Gotta throw a what?
throw up light.
Light or a torch or...
Killing will light the lantern and just put it on his belt.
Okay.
If we're far enough away that it's not useful to Bastion, he'll take one as well. He'll probably take at the back.
Lena will go towards the front, but if Killian wants to march front, because this is primarily his challenge, then sure, she's not gonna have a problem with it.
He's running like, yeah, you can stay right here. I don't care.
All right. You approach the island, and there is kind of like this small makeshift dock. Brendan Runmaid drop you off. Bryn kind of goes to you, Lena, and says, "Good luck. This might be quite difficult."
Killen will look at him and is like, hey, before you go. And he'll sort through the bag, and it's like, you guys like good drink?
She quickly flaps her wings and flies away.
Ah, come on. He waves around one of the old wines. It's vintage.
You find yourself... It's a very small island. Well, relatively small. It's about 500 feet across. From up above, you were vaguely able to make out there's a pathway that leads up to what looks like this old ruined castle. There's not much of it left, but there's still like the main outer structure of it. And you could vaguely make out graves scattered along the island as well. One thing that does stand out to you is looking out over the island, you see a few vague shapes kind of floating in the skies, partially illuminated by starlight and moonlight. Just kind of floating in the sky above everything. Not too far above the ground, maybe 15, 20 feet. At least of what you can see. What would you like to do?
Well, we got a third one to find, right?
Something like that. Center of the island.
Probably.
Well, I'll have to see the violence.
Let's go.
Okay. You can begin to make your way down these like little wooden ramps to the path. Looking out, you are able to make out the gravestones. They're on either side of the path, and there seems to be several rows of them.
Can look at it, just quick look to one with the lantern.
Yeah, you can. It's been
Same
here a
fare.
while.
Same
Very
fare as
weathered.
before.
No, these are... Some of these look older. Like before, like some of the like memorials you saw at the other part of the island. Some of these are old, or some of these are very weathered. A lot of them are, just plain destroyed. There's pieces of the tombstone lying above it. After about 100 feet or so of walking, you hear this shriek as this figure floating in the space above you appears to be one of the Valkyries, the Dark Valkyries. But it just seems to hover there. After its shriek, it seems to... It notices you, but it does nothing.
Killian looks over at Lena. These are your people.
Not exactly.
More than me. It's an illusion? Why isn't it attacking us?
Maybe
Not
it's
everything
waiting
in the-
for a trigger.
Not everything in these liquors acts violence.
Yep. And that's their weakness, and Killian's gonna run at it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if he's ever, like, met an actual dog.
So,
What do you think it's weak?
as you're running towards it, it kind of just slowly glides away until it's off the edge of the island. It does not seem to be interested in fighting you.
He looks up. What do you want then? You guiding us somewhere? Where's the shiny one?
You hear in the vague distance to the north another shriek. There seem to be more of these floating things, floating shells of what they once were on this island.
Looks back to Lena. Think we should follow him?
Off the edge of the island.
And he shrugs. No, I mean like go towards where the other noise is. Try to find others.
I suspect that they're going to become a problem whenever they're meant to. I think that we're supposed to find something else.
Pick up the Holy Grail and then they get mad at us? Sounds good.
Maybe.
There does appear to be only one path on this island.
Let's just keep following that.
It kind of it slowly kind of curves around the southern and eastern part of the island. As you pass certain markers, certain parts of the road, you hear a shriek rise up to your right, to your left, various parts. You can make out the vague, shadowy silhouette floating in the sky, but none seem to be openly hostile towards you. You make your way north, and you get to you approach the entrance of this, or what's left of the entrance of this massive castle. Oops. Zoom. Okay. There appear to be another set of corrupt Valkyrie perched on the corner of the entranceway, just silently watching. Deep into the castle, there appears to be a glowing light.
As they're walking, it's like, do you mind if I prod on your stuff a bit more? He looks to Lena.
I mean, define that, but
Do you think that whatever has them looking like they do now has anything to do with what got you forgetting?
I'd say there's a pretty significant difference between whatever happened to me and, well, she just gestures out into the night.
Yeah. And he looks, what if you're just enough and they're too far? You just lose some of what's inside,
Look.
they lose everything.
I don't know enough to comment on that.
Well, that makes two of us, but we're not gonna get anything if we don't at least try to think. And I get the feeling that our friends here aren't exactly going to be divulging everything to you unless you're actually looking for it, and it comes to you naturally.
Huh.
So maybe just trying to spark something going on up there, that's all.
I don't know. I think that I think that it's probably not as simple as you're saying.
They said you took damage,
From
though.
look, from my point of view, I'd say that losing all memories comes pretty close to losing everything in that aspect.
And they don't look hollow to you?
They do, but the way you're saying it almost seems like it's one-to-one, like it's
I'm not saying 1-to-1, I'm just saying it's got something to do. Why would they bring us here if it wasn't something known to them?
to test you. Make you learn whatever lesson you're supposed to.
It's both of us, remember?
Mostly you.
I doubt giving you a spear and patting you on the butt to go on is all that they got for you. But let's find out. He starts walking.
Yep, so you enter into what was probably once the main gate of this castle. The ruins inside. There's several pillars still standing, lining this main walkway down. As you get maybe 40 feet in, you begin to see some this wooden scaffolding built, extending over this large pool of liquid in the center of this castle. And at the very edge of this wooden area, you see Hilder. Her wings are out, so she does glow a bit. Makes it easier to spot. She calls out to you. I'm glad you have finally made it. Took a little bit of time, didn't it?
Is navigation one of the Great Valkyrie trials?
You'll find this might be a little bit more your speed.
There's a grin.
There are many reasons why this island remains uninhabited. Some more sinister than others.
So I'm guessing you're not counting the ones screaming up there as inhabitants?
They were formerly sisters in arms, but they have been corrupted by the evil in this place. Many sought to control this power, use it for their own. And you can see what it made them into.
Could I kick its ass?
You can try.
Is that what we're doing?
You see her kneel down and reach a hand into this pool of liquid. At first, you thought it was just the darkness. But as you get closer and the light begins to shine on it, you realize this pool is pitch black. The actual liquid of this pool, it's not water. It's something foul. The closer you get, the more the stench of decay begins to hit your nose.
Hey, hold on. What are you doing?
Yep. She slowly pulls something out of the liquid. Something wrapped in cloth. As she slowly uncovers a portion, like each flap of it, to reveal half of a skull. And it's a half of a skull cut straight down the middle. It oddly enough balances, as if the full skull were there. You can vaguely make out various markings and inscriptions on it, but it seems to be staring at you. The single eye seems to be staring at you, and it kind of makes the hairs on your back of your neck stand. This thing is somehow alive. Hilder, holding it still by the cloth, asks, "Are you ready?"
You're not about to use that, are you?
I am.
Gonna be okay afterwards?
I should be. Perhaps a bit grayer, but
He looks up at the hair and just like, so we've been taking strands from you, my family line has.
in
Sure.
a sense.
All right.
You see her place her other hand on top of the skull, and you see these dark tendrils of energy begin to swirl onto her hand. Her eyes go pitch black, and it begins to crack out on the skin around her.
Gets too much,
Her
let us
hair
know.
shoots fully gray, and you see just this dark energy flowing through her body. Her wings dull as this black energy creeps along each wing. Some of the light feathers remain, but several of them turn black, almost shining black. And there is a collective shriek of one, two, another. All the Valkyries, the corrupted Valkyries, start shrieking in unison. The stonework begins to rumble from the sheer noise of it. And that is where we're gonna leave it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you this. I'm gonna blow up your computer at the end of the session.
Ooh. Here we go. Here we go.
Loading, bigger. Okay, that's not bad.
I see the little area.
I just heard everyone's audio quality dip. It hasn't got off the loading screen yet.
Yep.
Here we are.
Oh boy.
I can't say anything yet.
The corner of the map is going to be black. You've got to scroll to the middle.
Yes, it's like I'm at
Oh no, I'm not off
10%.
the loading screen yet.
I would go down to like 10% view and then see if
Yeah.
you can find
Yeah,
yourself.
nice 20% is where I'm at.
I'm at 40.
I actually see
I'm still-
nothing in the room.
You see nothing?
Oh, I see the like area around us, but it's like to there.
Oh yeah, that's about right. That's about
Yeah,
right.
I just see no one else's tokens.
Oh,
Really? I see everybody's tokens.
No,
and
sorry. No enemies, no Valkyries,
Oh.
nothing.
no,
Oh,
she.
Oh, I see Hilder.
Hilder's- Yeah, about right there.
Just Hilder.
I think it's just that's that vision for me.
Move your thing, Ariel. Okay, yeah, I just see the edge of her. Barely.
Really? I've got loads of light.
I've got up to
Oh,
40.
my light's not moving with me, so it's got to be just general illumination on something.
Well, yeah, you don't have.
Oh, wait a second. Biter! I've got
Yeah.
biter view!
Yes, you do.
There we go.
That's
okay.
why. Noted. Okay.
Biter
That's
can
going to
see.
get interesting.
I'm gonna arm the shit out of this kobold.
Yeah, so this is gonna be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you want further detail on the skull, all you have to do is go to the title card of the campaign.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
till next time, I guess.
Yeah, we didn't
Till
get
next
any
time.
real, didn't get any real combat in, but
Uh,
next time
next
should
time.
be epic.
next time.
Till then.